quarterback Alex Van Pelt is one of the most prolific passers in NCAA football history. Tonight, in his final collegiate game, he will lead a potent Pitt Panther offense against the Holiday Bowl-bound Rainbows of Hawaii. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy along with Joe Onosai. Welcome to the final regular season game of the 1992 season, the Pitt Panthers against the Hawaii Rainbows. And Joe, Pitt comes in after a very troublesome season. Paul Hackett resigned 2 weeks ago as head coach. Sal Sunseri, who used to play for Pittsburgh, who has been there through 3 coaches, is now the interim head coach, at least for this game. And he would like, as his players would, to end the troubles of this season on a very positive note, a victory against Hawaii.
And Jim, they have the weapons to do it, especially in quarterback Alex Van Pelt, who has thrown for 20 touchdown passes this season. I mean, he averages, when he's at quarterback, he averages 450 yards in offense. He has broken numerous records held by Dan Marino. This is the last game of his career, and I know he wants to end it with a very big game. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went through the air over 30 times tonight. Now, where they've had problems is keeping teams off of the scoreboard, and Hawaii definitely wants to capitalize on that tonight.
For the Rainbows, they are the Western Athletic Conference champions. They are going to the Holiday Bowl. But tonight is a very special game for this team. For the first time ever in Division I history, for the Hawaii program at least, they have the opportunity to win 10 games. And to win it against Pitt, boy, that would really be a capper to this season.
Well, Jim, just winning the conference championship this season has been exciting for the program and for the players and coaches. If they can beat a brand name team like Pittsburgh and get a 10-game winning season, I mean, that'll be the icing on the cake, and I know they want to do that tonight.
When we come back, we'll have the kickoff. Pitt of the Big East against the Rainbows of Hawaii.
Let's take a look at tonight's 7-11 keys to the game. Alex Van Pelt is a big-time player. If Hawaii can't pressure the senior quarterback, Pitt could be unstoppable. On the other hand, if the Panthers can't stop big fullback Travis Sims, the Rainbows' triple option offense will be racking up big yardage tonight. But both teams can't strike quickly. With these high-powered offenses, a big play could make the big difference.
That seems to be the consensus going into the game tonight, that we probably will see a high-scoring game. Both of these teams can score. Both of these teams have the ability to put the points on the board and get those bulbs flashing on the scoreboard. The Rainbows are currently 9-2 on the season, and there is something about this team. This is a very special team that the Rainbows have. Make no mistake. They have been undersized in every game, and they will be undersized against Pitt again tonight. Pitt is much bigger. Pitt weighs much more, and so probably in the early going, they will try to muscle the Rainbows. But the Rainbows have been able to find ways to win. Alex Van Pelt has been simply tremendous. He is Pittsburgh's all-time leading passer, Pittsburgh's all-time total offense leader. He is 4th in the NCAA in career total offense, 5th quarterback in NCAA Division I history to pass 2,000 yards in 4 different seasons. Rainbows able to win the toss tonight, and they have elected to defer till the second half. So the Rainbows, for the first time in their Division I history, and they are one of the youngest Division I teams in the nation, achieving Division I status in 1974. So this is a team that is celebrating its first Western Athletic Conference football championship. And as we said before, they are a team that has been undersized in every game that they have played. On the other hand, Pitt would like to come all of this way from the Eastern time zone out here to the Hawaiian Standard time zone. And what they would like to do is end this year of troubles, which has seen their record dip to 3-8, has seen the third-year head coach Paul Hackett resign with a record of 13-20-1. And tonight, Sal Sunseri, Pitt's assistant head coach and inside linebacker coach, serving as interim head coach for this game. So the Rainbows trying to win their 10th for the first time ever. Temperature at game time, 78 degrees. The wind, a brisk one, blowing across the stadium from Maka to Makai, or from the mountains to the sea. So Polynesia's team ready to tee it up against Pitt of the Big East. Pitt with a fantastic football tradition. 28 National Football League players from the Pitt program started in the NFL this season. So that legacy is there. Jason Elam, we'll tell you more about him as this game goes along. Will kick off. Jay Jones is deep. And it is taken on the 7-yard line. 15 to the 20. Game tackle there. Cliff Moncrief returning. Moncrief, a wide receiver and return man, 6'1" senior out of Detroit. And it is first down for the Pitt Panthers under the tutelage of Alex Van Pelt. One of the positives for Pitt tonight is the return, as you look at Coach Sunseri, is the return of Curtis Martin as Van Pelt goes out. Curtis Martin was injured, the running back. He is okay tonight, and he may be a busy man. First down, the ball on the 19-yard line for Pitt. Call it the 18. Ball is given to Martin. Rainbow's pointing toward the end zone. But the officials say no, Pitt will continue to maintain possession. Let's take a look at the Capri Sun offensive lineup. That offensive line: Sestelli, Malika, Gorojeski, Brown, and Livorio. Van Pelt, Martin, and Brooks are the running backs. Davis and Coons and Gels are the receivers. Ball is given again, this time to Lorine Brooks. And Lorine Brooks only over the 20 to the 21. Rainbow defense. That defensive line: Ma'a Tanabasa, Ta'ase Fa'amoy, and Junior Tangoai. Tanabasa leading the team in tackles. Lewis Randall, Shabandi Johnson, Stuart Williams, and Walter Santiago are the linebackers. And the defensive backs, and they will be tested tonight: Demetrius Henderson, the true freshman, Joe Davis, Darrell Green, and Brian Addison, the senior. It is 3rd down and 7 for Pitt. Triple wide receiver to the near side. Van Pelt may put it in the air for the first time. And we have movement. Tight end Rob Kuhn from Brea, California, number 81. Appeared to have moved. Here's Guy Gibbs, the official. The referee.
Dead ball foul. Ball start on the offense. 3rd down.
We understand that Pittsburgh, that magnificent city, 22 degrees tonight. Wish you were here. Slight snow flurries. Third down and 11 for Pitt. Van Pelt fumbles. Still in the pocket, now throws. It is complete at the 35-yard line, all the way out to the 37 to Dietrich Gels. Gels is the leading receiver for Pitt. That's his 47th catch. He came into the game with 945 yards and 8 touchdowns, and that's enough for a Pitt first down and a 20-yard gain.
And Jim, that time, Dietrich Gels, he just runs a 10 and in and gets right in the seam of that zone, Hawaii zone defense, and gets a nice reception and a first down for Pittsburgh. Jim, interesting thing is Pittsburgh comes out, try to establish the running game by putting everybody on the line of scrimmage. And now they're trying to open up the game and try to pass the ball downfield.
First down, the ball on the 37-yard line. Van Pelt looking sideline, throws sidelines, complete to Gels, 45 midfield, and bumped out of bounds at midfield. That's enough for a first down gain of 12.
Well, we're going to see that connection a lot tonight, Jim, with Alex Van Pelt to Dietrich Gels. And that time, Dietrich Gels adjusts his route. Instead of running deep, he sees the cornerback dropping to his deep zone, so he just stops 2 yards into his route, catches the ball, and now he gets another first down for Pittsburgh.
Second first down on this drive. Gels flanked to the far side along with Moncrief. Martin and Brooks are in the backfield behind Van Pelt. Rendo's jumping around. Van Pelt, quick pattern. It is complete to the 45, to the 44, to Bill Davis. Rainbows again gang tackling. Bill Davis, the slot man. That is short of the first down, but a good gain nonetheless for the Panthers.
Well, that time, Alex Van Pelt, seeing that Bill Davis was covered with a defensive back 10 yards back, just ran a quick pass right to Davis, a nice game by Pittsburgh's offense. So Hawaii's defensive secondary showing a lot of respect already for this wide receivers from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a lot of receivers who can really fly.
Second down and 4, the ball on the Rainbow 44-yard line. Ball is given up the middle. Lyron Brooks inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. That is enough for a first down. Tanavasa making the stop there, number 96 for the Rainbows, known as the Rock, the leading tackler on the team. Remember, a player from each team will be honored at the end of tonight's game for going beyond the call. GTE Hawaiian Tel will make a contribution for scholarships to the University of Hawaii. Third first down of the drive for Pitt.
Well, Tanavasa's got his hands full. Here's the best defensive lineman for Hawaii. He's going up against number 51, Chris Stilley. A good matchup there, and good matchup to watch tonight.
First down, ball given up the middle of Martin to the 35, Martin to the 34. Curtis Martin out of Pittsburgh runs the 40 in 4.5, 6-footer, a sophomore, 128 carries now. Came into this game with 602 yards. And he's coming off a 100-yard performance against Penn State. He had 106 yards against the Nittany Lions. Scheme of the play, 3, second down and 7. The ball just inside the Rainbow 35-yard line. Davis and Gels are flanked to the far side, and Belden is flexed to the near side. Brooks and Martin in that backfield behind Van Pelt. Van Pelt looking, throws, Gels out of bounds at the 28-yard line. You talk about cushion. That time, the Rainbows gave him nothing but.
Well, that time, Jim, Demetrius Henderson, the true freshman, going against Pittsburgh's best receiver, Dietrich Gels. All Dietrich Gels does is run a 10 and out, just a basic route. And again, nice throw by Alex Van Pelt. But again, Hawaii's defense will have to slow down this Pittsburgh offense. We do not want Pittsburgh's offense to get operated in all cylinders, because it could be a long night for Hawaii.
Again, Brooks and Martin. Pitch goes to Martin. Martin to the 20. Martin to the 19-yard line before he is surrounded by the green shirts. Walter Santiago leading the charge that time, the middle linebacker. Alex Van Pelt closing in on the third all-time career passing yardage mark held by Kevin Sweeney of Fresno State. Van Pelt came in 4th in NCAA history, 10,594 yards. Sweeney, 10,623. Van Pelt very close to passing that mark right here. Second down and 7 on the 19 for Pitt. Pitch goes to Dietrich Gels to the 15. Gels is hit about the first down mark.
Well, Hawaii's defense showing just playing a lot of cushion in the secondary and playing soft on the defensive front. Pittsburgh actually comes out with their own wishbone, and Dietrich Gels gets the pitch and just breaks some tackles, runs right past Walter Santiago and Brian Anderson to get a good game.
Van Pelt now 4 for 4, 54 yards, so he is third on the all-time NCAA yardage list. It is short of the first down, third down and inches. They come out in the power I. Ball is given up the middle to Curtis Martin, and Martin has the first down as he's able to power his way to the 10, perhaps the 9-yard line. So Pittsburgh playing muscle ball right now with the Rainbows, able to take the opening kickoff, and Van Pelt engineering a very fine drive. They are now inside the Rainbow 10.
Well, Pittsburgh definitely muscling, trying to out-muscle Hawaii's defense. There you see the white jerseys, that offensive front line, just pushing back Hawaii's defensive front to get the first down.
Chad Askew has come in as a wide receiver. He is flanked to the left. First and goal to go. This is Martin to the 5-yard line. Junior Tongawai there. Darrell Green coming up from the secondary to make the stop for the Rainbows. 9:56 left to play here in the first quarter. Pitt coming in with a disappointing record of 3-8. They have come a long way to play this football game tonight. The Rainbows 9-2, and we're just getting underway. Second down, goal to go for the Panthers. Power I formation. Martin, touchdown. So the sparse crowd here that represents the Panthers make some noise. There they are. And the Panthers with an excellent drive culminating with this touchdown run by Curtis Martin. That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the year. He's been injured for much of the season. He is healthy. He is back. And Pittsburgh is in the lead.
Jim, they run the counter blast play in isolation with running the fullback as a lead block, isolating him with a linebacker of Hawaii. That time the fullback gets a nice block, and the running back Martin just runs right behind him and gets the touchdown.
Sean Conley in to try the point after. It is good. 9:26 left in the first. Pittsburgh leads 7-0. Pitt Panthers go 82 yards in 13 plays. Curtis Martin, 5-yard touchdown run. 7-0 Pittsburgh, and they have come into Aloha Stadium tonight in Honolulu, and they have made a statement right away, taking the opening kickoff and going that distance for the score. So now the Rainbows trying to respond. Derek Branch is deep, along with Matthew Harding. Kicking off is Sean Conley. It will go to Harding on the 9. To the 27, and the Rainbows will take over there. Michael Carter, the quarterback for Hawaii. Carter has come on in passing, 715 yards and 5 touchdowns. In rushing, 508 yards and 10 touchdowns. And he is the trigger man on this triple option, this spread offense that the Rainbows use. The Rainbows averaging over 30 points a game. So Hawaii's first offensive play. First and 10 from the 27. In motion, Johan Buit. Harder to throw on first down. Does so, throws it short. It was intended for Derek Branch at midfield. That ball wobbled out there and was very short in the trajectory. The offensive line for the Rainbows, Amosa, Pale, Gu, Fonseca, and Violetti. On the backs and receivers, we told you about Michael Carter, Travis Sims, Ivan Jasper, and Eddie Kealoha in the slots. Johan Buit and Derek Branch are the wide receivers. Second down and 10 from the 27. Pitch back. This is Eddie Kealoha, 30. And Kealoha wedged to the turf as he gets to the 32-yard line. Charles Williams, number 53, there made the stop for Pitt. There you see the defensive line for Pitt. Bart, Hoselik, and Hallepin. And then the linebackers, very active, Williams, Chavis, Seagraves, and Simpson. And the defensive backs, and they will be tested tonight. Lewis, Parker, Sumner, an excellent athlete, and Lex Perkins. Third down and 4 on the 33. Pitch back again. Eddie Kealoha to the 36. Not enough for the first down. Tom Barnes coming from his nose guard position to the outside, making the stop for Pitt.
Jim, that time Pittsburgh does a nice job on defense of stretching the option offense to the sideline, and that time the inside linebacker, including their nose guard, comes in and makes the tackle. A nice play, just a nice play by Pittsburgh's defense.
Chris Hupko is deep, number 36 for Pitt. And Jason Elam into punt. Elam averaging 44.4 on the season. He has been known to pass from his position. Deacon Hansen is the long snapper. Not a long punt, but a high one. Hupko, no fair catch, takes it. And he's grabbed by Darrell Green, or by Carlos Anderson. Carlos Anderson.
Well, Jim, I think Carlos Anderson is going to be penalized. He has to give the receiver 2 yards to catch the ball, and that time I think he went within the 2 yards.
So this becomes a game now of pride, because Pittsburgh out of the Big East, and they represent their conference. The Rainbows on the top of the Western Athletic Conference. They're going to a bowl game. Pittsburgh is not. 38-yard punt, 5-yard return. Guy Gibbs of the Western Athletic Conference is the referee for tonight's game, and here's Guy. mark it at the 31-yard line. That's where Pitt will take over at the 31. We were mentioning that Alex Van Pelt, now third in the all-time NCAA list for passing yardage. He has surpassed Kevin Sweeney, Todd Santos of San Diego State, 11,425 yards, and Ty Detmer, the Heisman Trophy winner out of Brigham Young, 15,031. You see the poise in Alex Van Pelt. In fact, in his first pass, he fumbled the ball, was able to pick it up, received excellent protection from the offensive line, and completed the pass. 7:46 left here in the first period. 7-0 Pitt.
Right now.
Pitt made it look easy. First time up the field. 82 yards, mixing passing and running well. 13 plays. Curtis Martin, 5-yard run for the touchdown.
Jim, the big challenge that Hawaii's defense has is adjusting to a lot of the different formations that Pittsburgh is using. They go trips, they go doubles, I formation, double tight, and power I. So Hawaii's defense got to play smart.
First down from the 32. Van Pelt, sideline pattern to Gels. Gels grabbed by Demetrius Henderson and is spilled after a gain of about 2, maybe 1.
But Jim, that time Demetrius Henderson does a nice job. Already Gels has 2 catches on him, and that time Demetrius Henderson gets out of his back pedal immediately to come up and make the tackle. You'll see Van Pelt's eyes. He's always looking towards Dietrich Gels. At that time, you see him peeked over and saw Dietrich Gels open just a little bit.
Jermaine Williams now has come in the backfield for Pitt at fullback. And it is Williams hit at the line of scrimmage. Struggles in the grasp. And a very short gain on that play, if any.
Well, that time the nose guard for Hawaii, Tanavasa, does a nice job of shedding his block, and Junior Tangawai shedding the center's block, coming inside and making a tackle on the fullback. Also there, Lewis Randall comes up and helps out on the assist.
3rd down and 7. First time that Pitt had a 3rd down conversion. It was Van Pelt. They overload the right side with triple wide receivers. Van Pelt looking short side of the field. It is complete out of the backfield to Curtis Martin. And Martin is run out of bounds at the 43. That should be enough for the first down.
Tell you what, Jim, that was a nice throw. Despite Van Pelt getting drilled, Hawaii comes on a stunt. There's a big hole for Lou Randall, our linebacker, to come right up the middle. Puts a big hit on Van Pelt, but he gets the ball off, and Curtis Martin comes up with a nice catch. A big play for Pittsburgh and a first down.
So Pitt has dominated this game from the outset. 6:18 left to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Pitt. Bill Davis is flanked to the far side. First down for the Panthers at their own 43. Curtis Martin. Martin fumbles the ball. It may have been late. Rainbows pointing. See whether that ball came out, and the Rainbows have it. That's a turnover. Have to take a look at that.
Well, Jim, that's what Hawaii has done all year long, is that when the opposing team is doing well, they're getting their rhythm down, all of a sudden they create a turnover, and that's a mark of a good defense. And then you see Brian Addison just stripping the ball from Curtis Martin. The ball comes out, and Hawaii defensive players jump on it.
That ball did certainly come out, and it was stripped by Brian Addison. And so it is first down for the Rainbows. First turnover of the game. The Rainbows have it at the 47-yard line of Pitt. Branch and Buit are flanked to the far side. Sims is the single running back. Kealoha and Jasper on the wing. It is Sims leaping forward inside the 45-yard line.
Boy, if Travis Sims doesn't trip over his own lineman, could have got at least 15 more yards. But Jim, Pittsburgh is playing a basic 5 defense, and the defensive ends are standing up. They're coming down really hard and making sure that they'll hit Michael Carter, the quarterback, very hard.
Second down for the Rainbows. Second down and 6 on the 43 of Pitt. Ball again is given to Sims. This time angles off the right side. And he may have the first down of the game for the Rainbows.
At that time, just nice blocking up front for Hawaii's offensive line on the right side with Kelly McGill and Doug Violetti just opening up those holes and keeping their feet driving.
9-yard gain. First down for the Rainbows. The ball just outside the 35 of Pitt.
And again, Jim, those defensive ends of Pittsburgh, they're crashing down every play and making sure that Michael Carter knows that they're there.
Carter to throw. Does so. It is caught. No, incomplete. Incomplete. It was intended for Johan Buit. Buit appeared to have it, but as he came down, the ball came loose. Perkins and David Sumner covering on the play.
Well, that time they go with the play action fake, and it works for them. They get Buit wide open right here. He gets 2-3 steps on him, but just doesn't come down with the ball. But nice pass there by Michael Carter.
Second down and 10 from the 35. Carter pitches to Jasper. Jasper stumbles to the 31, trying to get outside, and that will bring up third down for the Rainbows. Charles Williams, one of the 4 linebackers for Pitt, there to make the stop, number 53. Charles from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, leads Pitt in tackles, coming into this game with 66. So it is third down and 5 for the Rainbows.
Well, that time Hawaii's third option was wide open, and hadn't Jasper tripped up, he could have gone for at least the first down.
Rainbows trying to convert on third down. Pitch back. This is Jasper. Jasper at the 30, and he's only to the 29. We could see, rather, excuse me, not Jasper, but Gordon. So Brian Gordon in the game for Jasper. And Gordon stops short of the first down, and it will be fourth down, and we will see Jason Elam. Let's see where they put this. Elam needs 1 field goal to tie the all-time NCAA record of 80 held by Jeff Jager of Washington from 1983 to 86. This is a 47-yarder on its way. It is not good. Off to the right side. Elam missed it. So Jason Elam with 2 field goals tonight will be the NCAA leader in field goals. I mean, the all-time leader. He misses a long field goal there off to the right side. When we come back, Pitt will have another opportunity.
I guess.
3:53 left in the first period. Pittsburgh ahead of the Rainbows of Hawaii 7-0. You can see the Panthers need 21 yards in total offense to set a school single season record. Gels and Bill Davis are flanked to the far side. Curtis Martin is the tailback. LaRon Brooks is the fullback. It is Martin. Martin dragging players with him. The line of scrimmage, the 30, out to the 35-yard line. It will be second down. 5 yards to go. Junior Fa'avai there to make the stop for the Rainbows. Fa'avai, the sophomore from Oceanside, California.
But Jim, Curtis Martin runs a lot bigger than he is. He's listed at 6 feet 190. But boy, he's running like he's over 200 pounds. I like the way he accelerates into the line of scrimmage.
Davis and Gels again, the wide receivers. Second down and 5. Van Pelt to throw. Does so. Incomplete. He wanted Davis to clear up the far sideline. Davis could not, as Demetrius Henderson was covering him. And then under great pressure, Van Pelt just got rid of it.
Well, Van Pelt fakes the sweep, then drops back. Look at that rush. Mao Tanabasa just relentless in his pass rush, just kept coming and just pushing that offensive lineman of Pittsburgh backwards and getting a nice hit on Van Pelt.
That's the first incomplete pass for Alex Van Pelt in this game. He is 6 for 7 for 61 yards. Third down. Davis and Askew are flanked to the far side. Gels to the near side. Van Pelt to Gels. Oh, great fingertip catch at the 45. To the 45 of the Rainbows, and that is a first down. Boy, what a catch by Gels.
Boy, and what a throw by Van Pelt. A nice read on his route. That time, Dietrich Gels just goes inside of the new cornerback, Joe Davis. Breaks a tackle there by Robert Blakeney and just gets the first down for Pittsburgh.
And another third down conversion for the Panthers.
Well, the communication between Van Pelt and Dietrich Gels is just awesome. They know each other. They know what routes to run at a certain time.
Dennis Martin turning the corner, 35. Martin has the first down at the Rainbow 33. Joe, this so far has been a mismatch because Pittsburgh has come in and they have been able to outmuscle the Rainbows. The Rainbows, remember, we said when we started tonight, have been undersized in every game. Pittsburgh wants to take advantage of that. This is a very small Hawaii team.
Well, Jim, surprisingly, too, Pittsburgh is throwing the ball a lot and not really. You know, when they need the running yards, they'll get it. But, boy, they're going to the receivers a lot, and especially to number 26, Dietrich Gels.
Double wide receiver now to the near side. Coons and Davis. Gels is set up on the far side. First down from the Rainbow 32. This is Martin. Martin inside the 30, and the Rainbows still haven't wrestled him down.
Well, that time there was no hole on the front side. And Martin just does a nice job of taking it up to the backside, breaks the tackle, and then gets 5-6 yards in the play.
So Curtis Martin, also an excellent pass receiver, 27 passes for 244 yards this season. He has led the way for Pitt. Second down, 5 yards to go. The ball at the Rainbow 27. Again, it is Martin to the 25. Martin is upset. And down he goes close to the first down. Brian Addison able to ankle tackle him, at least trip him up.
Jim, I tell you, that offensive line of Pittsburgh is just doing a nice job of staying in front of the Hawaii defensive linemen. They're not driving them forcefully off of the ball, but what they're doing is they're staying in front of the defensive players. They're staying in the way and just allowing their running backs to just get through and let them get the yards. A nice job by the offensive line of Pittsburgh.
Martin in rushing, 11 carries, 51 yards and a touchdown. First down from the Rainbow 21. Van Pelt in the rain. The pitch back goes to Martin to the 20, 15. Martin at the 9. And that's enough for a first down. Brian Addison there to make the stop, and we have a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Pittsburgh's showing that they've got an option of their own. Well, Pittsburgh has got a lot of plays. They show a lot of formation. They run isolation plays up the middle, dive to the fullback. That time they go with the option to the left side.
1:18 left to play in the first period. Pitt leads 7-0, and the Panthers threatening again.
Holding on the offensive team. Repeat first down.
So holding called on that offensive line. That's the first penalty called against the offensive line tonight. Well, excuse me, second penalty. There was a false start earlier in this quarter. That will bring up first down, but first down and 20. Back at the 31. So Van Pelt walks to the line. Remember, he has just an excellent passing touch. Gels and Natoli, Dave Natoli in the game now. Ball is given up the middle to Jermaine Williams. Williams able to high step into the Rainbow secondary inside the 25 to the 23. Brian Addison. Addison and company in that defensive secondary there again to make the stop. When Addison is making tackles, the Rainbows are being pushed back.
Well, that's because he's a free safety, and you need your defensive lineman to come up with the big plays. And that time, Jermaine Williams does a nice job of reading where his holes were, and it developed backside and just gets a nice gain.
Williams remains in at tailback. Second down, 13. It is Williams. This time hit at the line of scrimmage. Rolled down by Tanavasa.
Boy, Tanavasa is having a big night already. I mean, he's chasing guys downfield. He's making plays in the backfield. And right here, he just uses his quickness and speed. Gets underneath the offensive lineman, gets held a little bit, but breaks the hold, and he comes up with a big tackle on Jermaine Williams.
Gary Gorojeski trying to block Tanavasa that time. Gorojeski, one of the outstanding offensive linemen all season long for Pitt. That's the end of the first quarter. Pitt has dominated in this game. They lead 7-0. at the interim head coach Sal Sunseri. Sunseri, when talking to the players, very emotional. He's put some emotion, they say, back into the coaching tactics at Pitt. Well, it's worked so far tonight. They lead 7-0. Third down, 13 from the Rainbow 25. And Pelt to throw with time. Has all day. Throws over the middle. It is complete, but not enough for the first down. It's complete to the tight end, Rob Coons.
Well, that time Coons gets right in the middle of that zone defense. Robert Blakeney was on him, and then Walter Santiago does a nice job of making the tackle. There you see the Pittsburgh offensive line doing a nice job of picking up the blitz there by Lou Randall and just giving Van Pelt the time that he needs to find his receivers.
So Sean Conley in to try a field goal. This is a 34-yarder straight on. He is 13 for 15. His longest, a 48-yarder against Notre Dame. He puts this one up. This looks good, and it is good. So Pitt now leads 10-0, just underway in the second quarter.
They're hot. They're cool. It's a family meal deal. The folks get a full meal deal. Big juicy burger, crispy fries, soft drink, and luscious 5-ounce sundae for just $2.49. The kids love our treat meal with a special soft serve treat and fries, just $1.99. Full meal deal. Treat meal, now at Dairy Queen.
Hot eats, cool treats. We treat you right.
It's here, Ultra Downy. It's ultra concentrated for ultra softness.
Wow, all that softness in a little bottle.
A little does a lot. This softens as many loads as this big bottle.
And just a tiny capful of Ultra Downy has an extra softener for the extra softness you can see and downy freshness.
Now you can get the best softness from a little bottle. So why mess with big ones?
So much softness, so little Ultra Downy.
Good things do come in small packages.
Dear Saturn team members, my name is Judith Reiswig, and I'm a third-grade teacher. After reading the Time magazine article, I decided my new car would be a Saturn. I liked the whole idea of what Saturn's about. It's one of those things I try to instill in my kids. Now, to let you know who you're building that blue-green Saturn for, I'm enclosing my school picture. I'm sure if everything I've read is true, I won't be disappointed.
The head coach at the University of Hawaii. Wagner in his 6th year, 43-27-2, and he has been named the Western Athletic Conference Football Coach of the Year, but his team has yet to do anything in this game. They trail 10-0. Pitt will kick off. Sean Conley will kick off to Matthew Harding and Derek Branch. Pitt, an 82-yard drive, 34-yard field goal. And that's the difference in this game, as Conley will now kick off. Goes to Harding on the 11. Harding trying to get outside, stumbles as he crosses the 25. And the Rainbows will begin at the 27-yard line.
Well, let's take a look at the first quarter statistics. Obviously, Pittsburgh just dominating the first quarter. They see 9 first downs to Hawaii's 1, and total yards 158 to Hawaii's 28. So Pittsburgh definitely dominating the first quarter. Hawaii definitely has to answer back and put some yardage on the statistic list and get some points.
Marlon Lewis has come into the game as a wide receiver. First down from their own 27. Ball is given up the middle to Travis Sims, and Sims crosses the 30, 35, out to the 37. Very close to the first down. Del Seagraves from Greensboro, North Carolina, there to make the stop for Pitt.
Well, that time a nice trap play. There you see the right guard, Doug Violeti, pulls and traps the defensive tackle just enough to get Travis Sims loose into the secondary, and they nearly gets the first down.
Second down inches. Marlon Lewis flanked to the far side. Slotted inside of Lewis is Derek Branch. Ball is again given up the middle to Sims. Short gain, penalty flag. Sims appears to have the first down, but the concern here for the penalty flag that has been dropped. We have offside against Pitt. So that penalty will give the Rainbows only their second first down.
Well, Jim, that time, I mean, Pittsburgh's defensive front is doing a nice job tonight, and they've done a nice job in the first quarter, but they've really struggled this season. They lost 2 outstanding defensive linemen in the draft last year who were only juniors. Keith Hamilton, who went on to play with the New York Giants, Sean Gilbert, who's now a starting defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams.
First down for the Rainbows on the 42-yard line. Their own 42. Michael Carter with Sims behind him. Carter again to Sims, and Sims just runs into a wall of white that time.
Well, that time Hawaii goes with the counter trap again, but it doesn't work this time.
Dave Kristofic, Eric Johnson, and Mike Halpin, the front three of Pitt, there to wall off Sims. Gain of only about a half yard. We'll call it 2nd and 10.
Well, Charles Williams, number 53, is a big linebacker. He looks like a defensive lineman. 6'3", 245. Looks more like 260.
Ball is pitched back. Eddie Kealoha in trouble, and Kealoha just gets back to the line of scrimmage. And on top of that, penalty flags have been thrown. So Pitt has diagnosed this triple option very, very well.
Well, Jim, that time I think Hawaii's will be called for illegal motion. And that's what it is.
And I stand corrected. It was not Kealoha, it was Ivan Jasper. Oh, Kealoha carried the ball, but the penalty on Jasper. Okay.
But what's the job that the defensive front is doing? I mean, the offense is just having a hard time of trying to outnumber the defense, and they see Pittsburgh's defense doing a nice job of just stretching Hawaii's offense to the sidelines. They're playing good assignment football.
Third down, 8 yards to go. Sims, 4 carries, 23 yards. Travis Sims, 8 100-yard games this season. Third down, long yardage. Double wide receiver to the near side. Carter looking, in trouble, and is sacked. And the Rainbows will have to punt and credit the pass coverage for Pitt. Nobody was open, and Carter just had to eat the ball.
Well, and Gerald Simpson just gets right in and makes a nice play. He just beats Travis Sims' block. You see number 30, the fullback, goes for a cut block, does not take him down, and Gerald Simpson gets his second sack of the season.
So 4th down, and Jason Elam into punt. Chris Hupko is deep standing at the 25-yard line. Elam roots it out of there. This is an excellent punt. Hupko backpedaling inside the 10, takes it on the 9. He will return it. Hupko hit by Robert Blakeney. And down he goes at the 20-yard line. Also Darrell Stantz, number 24. And we have a penalty flag.
I think you're going to get a block to the back penalty. Hawaii always sending down Matthew Harding, the fastest guy on their team, who runs a 10.440, 10.400 meters.
On the run back.
So holding on the run back.
You see on the top of your screen, the block to the back. And you throw the flag right there. Well, I don't know about that call. I think Hawaii might have locked out.
11:26 left in the first half. Pitt leads 10-0. Alex Van Pelt, an excellent performance already tonight. His team leads 10-0 over the University of Hawaii. Pitt 3-8 on the year. They've had a frustrating year. They've lost head coach Paul Hackett, resigned after a 3-year record of 13-20-1. Sal Sunseri trying to put life back into this program, and so far tonight he has. 1st and 10 at their own 13 for Pitt. Ball is given to Ron Brooks. He's out of Broadview, Illinois, and Brooks with an excellent game out over the 15-yard line, and they're going to give him forward progress all the way. We'll see where they put it down. As the rain has been coming down, the rain has slackened right now. They'll give him forward progress out to the 17. We were mentioning the NCAA career passing list. Alex Van Pelt now 3rd on that list behind Todd Santos of San Diego State and Ty Detmer of BYU. Tonight he passed Kevin Sweeney of Fresno State. Second down and inches now for Pitt. Brooks and Martin. It is Martin on the pitch. Martin is filled in the backfield. What a play.
And Matanavasa is just having an outstanding night. He's just using his speed and his power to beat the offensive front of Pittsburgh. And he just uses his speed right here to get around the offensive lineman and comes in and makes a tackle for a loss on Martin.
Loss on the play of 5. It is third down and 5 yards to go for the first down. Bill Davis and Chad Askew are flanked to the far side. And Dietrich Gels, a dangerous receiver, to the near side. And Pelt looking for Gels. Throws for Gels, incomplete. The ball was thrown behind him. Gels tried to make a one-handed grab. Demetrius Henderson covering on the play. Now we'll bring up fourth down, and Pittsburgh has to punt for the first time.
We see Dietrich Gels just showing his frustration. He's saying that if the ball was thrown right on target, he could have gone for a lot more yards and at least get the first down. But that time the ball was thrown behind him.
Leon Theodoro, the punter, 41.2 average. Derek Branch deep for the Rainbow, standing back at his own 37. A wobbler. Branch makes the line drive catch at his own 45. Past midfield, down the sideline. Branch to the 25. Branch to the 20. He will score. The 6-yard punt return. That's his longest punt return for a touchdown this year. Previously, it was 54 yards. Elam trying for the extra point. It is perfect. So Derek Branch breathes life into the Hawaii team, or at least on special teams, with this magnificent punt return.
And Jim, it happens because of the punt. It's a line drive punt. It does not give your defensive coverage team time enough to get downfield, and that's why Hawaii was able to build that wall on the sideline. And Derek Branch found that wall, went down the sideline, and got some nice blocking up front. And broke the tackle already. He just hurt us right over the kicker, the punter.
So Pittsburgh got really tied up in all the traffic. And Derek Branch, you see him there out of Dallas, Texas, able to find his way out. We also have a personal foul penalty called against Pittsburgh. And that may be penalized on the kickoff. In fact, it will be.
You see Derek Branch looking at himself, make a nice long punt return for a touchdown on the Jumbotron in the stadium.
Pittsburgh now leads 10-7. Rainbow special teams coming to the fore again. And we go back to the same scenario that has played its way out over all the games of the season. The Rainbows undersized, yes, but this team just seems to find a way, and now they're back in it against Pitt, a team that really has dominated them in all phases of the game. You saw the first quarter statistics, Pitt leading 10-0, and all of a sudden, and I mean sudden, there's Derek Branch, 56-yard punt return, and the Rainbows have 7 on the board.
Jim, you're correct. The way their attitude is just find a way to win. If the offense is not working, then the defense plays well. If the defense and offense is not playing well, then the special teams comes through. And that time, Derek Branch just makes an outstanding play for Hawaii's team.
Dave Natoli is deep for Pitt. Now, with the penalty, kicking off from midfield will be Jason Elam. That brings up all kinds of possibilities here. Maybe a little too early for an onside kick. Maybe, maybe not. The way that ball is placed on the tee, we could have just that. In fact, I think we will. There's the bounce. Gels, rather not Gels, but Curtis Martin has it, and Martin has running room. Elam trying to catch him, and Elam finally wedges him out of bounds. At least makes him run out of room. So the onside kick rather backfires against the Rainbows. Excellent field position for Pitt on the 42-yard line. And credit a heads-up play by Curtis Martin.
That is a heads-up play by Martin. Just first of all, it takes a lot of guts to catch this ball on an onside kick. But he catches on the fly, goes up for the ball, catches it, gets hit, but doesn't fall down. Then finds the open area on the sideline, on the Rainbow sideline. But boy, what a big play for Martin and his team.
So Pittsburgh with an excellent opportunity here. The ball just outside the Rainbow 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Brooks and Martin in that I formation. Martin. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Ma'atanuvasa with help from Ta'ase Faumui.
And Junior Tangawai on the ground getting the legs of the running back. But again, Ma'atanuvasa there again to make a play. They see him getting double team, breaks the double team, and just drives the running back Martin back.
2nd down and about 9.5 for Pitt. 9:11 left to play in the first half. Pittsburgh leads Hawaii by a score of 10-7. Jermaine Williams in the game now at fullback. In motion comes Curtis Martin. It is Williams. Williams angling off the right side. Williams hit by Santiago. And also helping out on the play, Darrell Green coming up from the secondary.
Well, Pittsburgh doing some nice blocking up front. They do a cross block. The linebacker gets blocked up. And Williams just gets right up in the inside to get enough, get some positive yards for Pittsburgh's offense.
So another 3rd down play for Pitt. 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 36. Pitt has to go to the 32. Jelson Davis flanked to the far side. Dan Pelt throws over the middle. It is complete enough for the 1st down. The tight end Bob Kuhn.
Well, and that's a nice looking play. That time Van Pelt felt some pressure by Junior Tangawai. You see him loop and get inside and puts a hit on Van Pelt. But again, Van Pelt showing a lot of poise in that pocket, finishing the play and gets the ball to Coons right in the middle of Hawaii's linebackers.
Sal Sunseri, if he can breathe some life into this Pittsburgh team, and I think he has, judging by the way they played here in the first half, he may be making a statement that he wants to remain at Pitt as head coach. That's a possibility. Ball is given up the middle. Carrying the ball is Lyron Brooks. And Brooks close to the 20-yard line. Good gain on the play. Good solid gain of 4 yards. Junior Tangawai there to make the stop. Tangawai out of Seattle, Washington. 6-foot junior.
And that play to Brooks is a very deceptive, quick dive play to the fullback, because it comes off of when the quarterback turns and he fakes like he's going to pitch the ball for a sweep, and then he just hands it off to the fullback. And LeBron Brooks is a big man. He's over 230 pounds.
They have an illegal shift penalty against Pitt. And that will move the ball back to the 28-yard line, where it will be 1st down. And about 14. 1st and 14. Cliff Moncrief and Bill Davis now flanked to the far side. Curtis Martin and Lyron Brooks. It is Martin. Martin wide open up the middle. Touchdown. Martin exploded into the Hawaii secondary, and all of a sudden he was running alone. 28-yard touchdown.
A lot of people call this the blast play. The offensive lineman creates a hole. The fullback is a lead blocker on the linebacker. And boy, what a big hole. And Martin just marches right into the end zone untouched.
So Curtis Martin, his 2nd touchdown of the game. He had a 5-yard touchdown run earlier, and that's his 5th touchdown of the season.
That play goes right on the training reel on how to run the blast play, or if you want to call it the isolation play, with the fullback being a linebacker, being a lead blocker on the linebacker.
Sean Conley in to try the extra points, and he drills it through. So it is now 17-7. Pitt continues to dominate.
TAE TV.
Okay, the offensive lineman will just seal the defensive lineman to the side while the fullback leads, comes right in the middle of the hole and goes one-on-one with the linebacker. There you see a nice block on Walter Santiago, and then the big hole for Martin to run through.
Martin even high steps at the end. He was, I think, as surprised as the Hawaii defenders were to be running along untouched in that pasture that was the Hawaii secondary. Matthew Harding and Derek Branch again deep for the Rainbows, and the rain has started up again. Sean Conley will kick off. 17-7 Pittsburgh.
Oh, what a kick.
That's out of the end zone. So the Rainbows will start at the 20-yard line. On offense tonight, Pittsburgh 218 total yards, and the Rainbows only 30th. Let me remind you that the Rainbows are ranked second in the nation in rushing offense, averaging 292.4 yards a game. So first and 10 for Hawaii at their 20. They trail by 10. Ball is pitched back to Jasper. Jasper stumbles out to the 22. Very short game.
Well, Jasper's just tripping over himself. That's the second time that he had the opportunity to break for at least 5-6 yards, but trips up on the turf.
So Jasper limps off. Gain on the play of only 2, second down and 8 yards to go. Charles Williams did an excellent job that time along with Del Seagraves. Williams getting in the way as the Rainbows try to run it around the corner. 2nd and 8 from the 22. Carter pitches back. With it is Eddie Kealoha. Kealoha short of the first down. Gets out to the 29. Vernon Lewis flying up from the corner. And David Sumner. Sumner from Northport, New York. Sumner with 3 interceptions on the season. Sumner's one of those blessed athletes. He has been already drafted into baseball by the Mets. And he's one of those players that seems to do everything easy. Makes it look easy.
He's graceful. Graceful athlete.
3rd down and 1. Big 3rd down play for the Rainbows as the rain continues here. Ball is given to Sims. He explodes into the secondary. 40, 50, 47-yard line of Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
Turnabout is fair play. Derek Parker may have saved something much worse.
Jim, one of the 7-11 keys to the game was big plays, and that was a big play for Hawaii. Just a dive up the middle. Travis Sims getting some nice blocking up front, and just explodes right through the line of scrimmage. And what I like about this run is when he outruns these guys, and watch this, he goes and challenges the defensive backs and runs them over.
First down for the Rainbows at the 48-yard line of Pitt. 23-yard gain on that last play. Ball is given to Calvin Melvin. He fumbles the ball, but I believe the Rainbows fall on it at about the 45-yard line. So Melvin in for Sims on that one play. Now Sims comes back into the game. Gerald Simpson and Charles Williams there to double team Calvin Melvin. Being on the play of about 3. It will be 2nd down 7. Ball just short of the Pitt 45-yard line. 5:24 left to play in the first half. Pitt leading 17-7. Pitch back to Eddie Kealoha. 40. Kealoha to 30. Kealoha to 40. Kealoha will score. Eddie Kealoha, a variation on a theme that time as he was able to turn the corner. Excellent blocking, and all of a sudden he was running alone. 45-yard touchdown run for Eddie Kealoha. Kealoha's 4th touchdown of the season. Jason Elam and to try the extra point, and the Rainbows bounce back. Kick is in. And it is 17-14.
Well, the Rainbows take the option to the right side. Carver is forced to make a quick pitch. And then Kellogg just gets a nice block. And then you see 29, John Vaneri, making a nice cut block. Then Kellogg just cuts back against the grain and goes into the end zone untouched for a touchdown.
Little high stepping of his own. So if Curtis Martin can do it, so can Eddie Kealoha, playing his last home game here. 16 Hawaii seniors playing their final game. 20 seniors for Pitt also playing their final game. And you know, Joe, you always remember your last game.
Well, Kealoha's definitely got some good memories to ponder upon. That nice long run, and really a product from Iolani High School out of Kalihi. Had to overcome a lot of adversities while growing up in Kalihi. And boy, he's just been a great leader for not only his team, but his community.
Rainbows go 80 yards in 5 plays. 45-yard touchdown run by Eddie Kealoha. Jay Jones is deep for Pitt, as Elam will kick off. 17 for Pitt, 14 for the Rainbows. Another excellent kickoff. Jones backs up into the end zone, and he will not return it. So Van Pelt and company will begin at the 20-yard line.
We get to look at the scoring drive. Took them 2 minutes and 31 seconds on 5 plays. And the quick strike was the Kealoha 45-yard touchdown run.
Van Pelt well over 100 yards now in passing. Gels is flanked to the far side. Davis to the near side. Lyron Brooks and Curtis Martin in the I formation. Van Pelt to throw. He wants it long, throws it long. It is incomplete, intended for Gels. Running with him, Demetrius Henderson, the true freshman.
Boy. Gels shows some speed on that play. And he just accelerates to go for the ball. He runs right past Demetrius Henderson. And Demetrius Henderson was already sitting back in his deep zone.
Dietrich Gels, 1990 Parade High School All-American in Pitt. He runs a 200 meters in 21.8 and the 55 meters in 6.4. That's blazing.
Boy's got some jets.
Martin looking for blocking. Runs into Junior Tangawai. And that will bring up third down, long yardage. Gain on the play of only about 2.
Well, and there's another star, Junior Tangawai, coming out of Taft College, Seattle, Washington. Just been a great inspiration for a lot of the defensive linemen on Hawaii's team. Not a very tall guy, but boy, I tell you, he's big and very strong. Bench presses over 450 pounds. He really uses that strength to his advantage.
Ball is out at the 22. Third down. It will be third down and 8. This is where Van Pelt is very dangerous. The last time Pitt went to the tight end, Rob Coons on third down and long yardage. Watch this shift. Triple wide receiver to the right. Van Pelt looking. Short pass. It is complete. First down and more to Martin. 40 all the way out to the 42. They do it again. Demetrius Henderson makes the tackle.
And that's just good communication, Jim, by Martin and Van Pelt. They see that the linebacker is blitzing, so they throw hot. Martin adjusts his route to come right inside the middle and just comes up with a big play and a first down. And Van Pelt's just showing a lot of poise under pressure. He sees the linebacker coming in, but he just completes his assignment, gets the ball off.
First down for Pitt on their own 41-yard line. Ball is given up the middle to Lyron Brooks, the fullback. And Brooks stopped after a short gain. 3:53 left to play in the first half. 17-14 Pitt. Joe Shaw, the outside linebacker on the right, made the stop for the Rainbows. Bob Wagner pacing. Usually doesn't pace. He's not one of those Lou Holtz type of coaches, but he's doing a little pacing tonight. Dietrich Gels and Bill Davis are wide to the right side. Jermaine Williams now into the backfield. Ball is pitched back to Martin. Rainbows wait for him and ambush him at the line of scrimmage. Joe Shaw.
Well, Pittsburgh goes with the triple option to the left side, but Hawaii's defense sees this every single day in practice. And that time, Joe Shaw comes up very strong and does a nice job of forcing the play and making the tackle on the pitch.
Alex Van Pelt now 10 of 13 in passing for 123 yards. Another third down and long. Chad Askew is to the left. Davis and Gels to the right. With time, Van Pelt over the middle, complete for the first down to Askew at the 46 of the Rainbows. Another third down conversion. And Van Pelt now 11 for 14 in passing.
Well, Hawaii's defensive front trying to play some games and do some twists, but Pittsburgh's offense does a nice job of picking up that twist stunt by Tanavasa and Faumui.
So a first down at the Rainbow 46. 3 minutes exactly left to play in the first half. Sal Sunseri looking on. Martin and Brooks in that I formation behind Van Pelt. It is Martin. Big hole, 40. Martin to the 37-yard line.
Remember that play, Jim? That's the same play they scored on with the big play by Martin with the blast, having a fullback lead up the middle, and they do it again. That time getting a nice block again on Walter Santiago.
Ta'ase Faumui there to make the stop for the Rainbows. 2:29 left. And Pittsburgh on the move again. They lead by 3, 17-14. Cliff Moncrief is to the left. And Bill Davis to the right. Martin, yet another time, same play, or it appears very similar. That's enough for the first down all the way to the Rainbow 31. Brian Addison, the safety, up to make the stop.
Well, Pittsburgh just doing a nice job of mixing up their plays. They go wide to the sideline. They try to get a perimeter game established. They go through the air, and then they go right up the middle.
Coming up on 2 minutes left in the first half. First down, they have it at the 32 of the Rainbows. Van Pelt under the late handoff sweep to the near side. Martin, Rainbows string him out, hit him at the 30.
Well, and that's a play that Hawaii has seen a lot this year, especially against San Diego State with Marshall Faulk. They love to run that counter play. And that time Hawaii recognizing the counter tray with the guard and tackle pulling. And so they come up with a nice defensive play.
Second down for Pitt. They have the ball at the Rainbow 30 just inside the 30-yard line. Dave Natolik flanked out to the left side. Jermaine Williams and Brooks now in the eye. Ball is given to Brooks, and Brooks is wedged to the turf as he tumbles to the 29-yard line. Van Pelt turns around with 1 minute and 14 seconds left and calls a timeout. Tanavasa again credited with the stop. He has had a stellar first half, a very solid first half. Another third down conversion facing Pittsburgh. Pitt is 7 for 9 on third down conversions. Martin, by the way, 20 carries tonight, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's having himself his best night of the season. Third down and 7 on the Rainbow 29. Gels flanked to the far side along with Davis. Martin the single setback. Askew to the near side. And Van Pelt to throw. Does so to Martin at the 25 with a blocker in front of him. Inside the 20. And he spins all the way to the 14-yard line. That is a first down and another brilliant call by Pitt.
Well, that was a nice play. That time, Martin gets the ball, but there was a confusion, actually a trip up by Walter Santiago. He trips over his own man and does not get to Martin on time. That's why Martin was able to get the first down.
1:07 left in the first half. Pitt has the ball at the 19-yard line of the Rainbows. Davis and Rob Coons are to the far side. Jells to the near side. Williams and Martin in the eye. It is Williams. Williams to the 17 to Asif Moore. Ankle tackles him there. Short gain on the play. And the clock, as you see, ticking away. Final minute of the first half. So we have seen a Pitt team that comes in and comes a long way from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the temperature about 22 degrees at game time here in Honolulu. And so they are playing in a different time zone, definitely under more humidity, but they have really caught fire here in this first half. They have been able to dominate the first quarter statistics. They've been able to hold off the Rainbows on a punt return touchdown by Derek Branch and a 45-yard touchdown run by Eddie Kealoha. Pitt has stayed focused, Joe. The retired uniforms at Pitt. You talk about a great tradition. Dan Marino, number 13. Tony Dorsett, number 33. Bill Fralick, number 79. And Hugh Green, the defensive end, number 99. Fralick as an offensive tackle. Boy, that is something.
Well, he's awesome. I've always liked Fralick, even when he came out of Pittsburgh. The guy is built like Samson. I mean, that guy's got a beautiful body. And he's had a long career with the Atlanta Falcons.
58 seconds left. Rainbow defense coming back on the field after huddling with Coach Wagner and his staff across the way. Pitt has been able to outmuscle the Rainbows, that's for sure. That offensive line has given Van Pelt time to pass, and he has certainly taken advantage of it. Moncrief and Davis to the left. Ball is given to Martin, fumbles the ball, and then falls on it at about the 13-yard line.
Boy, Walter Santiago comes up with a big-time play. Twice he got trapped. He got blocked by the fullback on the isolation play. This time, he sees the fullback coming up for the lead block. He goes right over him to strip the ball of Martin. Nice play by Walter Santiago.
On third down, Van Pelt just throws the ball into the turf. That stops the clock. 33 seconds left to play here in the first half. Pittsburgh leading by a score of 17-14. So Alex Van Pelt, as we mentioned, over 120 yards in passing. Van Pelt in this first half, definitely one of the premier quarterbacks in the country. Sean Conley now has come on to try a field goal. He was good from 34 yards earlier here in this first half. This a 31-yarder. Straight on. And the Rainbows want him. No, Pittsburgh calls the timeout. Pittsburgh calls the timeout. So Conley with that field goal. We've mentioned also that on the other side, Jason Elam is one field goal away from tying Jeff Jager's all-time NCAA mark of 80 career field goals. In other words, Elam has 79. He's had one opportunity tonight, a 47-yarder that was to the right. If he kicks 2 field goals tonight, and that is a possibility as this game goes along, he will be the all-time NCAA record holder for the number of field goals made in a career. In the meantime, Sean Conley has outkicked him. He has a field goal, a 34-yarder, and he is about to attempt a 31-yarder here with 33 seconds left to play here in the first half. So the Rainbows going after an historic win tonight, their first time ever as a Division I school, an opportunity to go for 10 wins in a season. So we're ready for the field goal attempt now. John Ryan will hold. Yarder straight on. Kick is up, and it is good. It is now 20-14 in favor of Pitt with 28 seconds left here in the first half. So Pitt has been able to do what they've had to do. They've had great success in converting on third downs. They've had great running by Curtis Martin tonight, and an offensive line that has come on and has really done the job. Brown, Malika, Sestili, Gorajeski, Lavario, all in the middle, and all really giving Van Pelt time and letting this offense mature as the game goes along.
Well, Jim, kickers like Conlon and Elam always gets the credit, but the holder is very important. The snap and the hold. The snap, we'll watch it here, is right on target, and watch the hold. And he's got to get the laces, and there you see the laces facing the goalpost. Very crucial to his kicker's success.
So Conley came into this game 13 for 15. He is now 15 for 17 in kicking field goals. We send our many alohas to you if you're watching tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a magnificent city. Allegheny, Monongahela River coming together to form the Ohio. And the time that we've spent in Pittsburgh has been very pleasant over the years. Last time I was there, about 15 years ago. And we also want to send our alohas to everybody watching throughout the state of Hawaii tonight on the hit system, live to the neighbor islands of Maui, Hawaii, Lanai, Kauai, and Molokai. Ball is kicked down the middle. It is picked up by one of the up men. That's Matthew Harding. And Harding still with it. Still has it at the 40. And is dragged down at the 49-yard line. Well, he disappeared like he was in a forest, and all of a sudden he appears again.
Well, that was just an outstanding individual effort by Matthew Harding. He appears to go down, but he keeps his balance right here. His knees do not touch the ground. He keeps his balance and takes the ball upfield and really puts Hawaii in good field position to at least get a field goal.
16 seconds left. Rainbows with double wide receivers to the near side. Jasper and also Branch. Carter looking. He leads one man. Now throws over the middle and throws it short.
Well, Jim, that time Michael Carter was looking towards Derek Branch and Ivan Jasper. He was looking deep with Branch, but he should have gone to Jasper, who was wide open right in the flats. You'll see them run a wheel route here. But what happens is Carter's just looking at Derek Branch all the way, but he's got two guys on him. But Jasper was wide open.
Rainbows call a timeout with 9 seconds left here in the first half. Carter 0 for 3 in passing. No yards, of course. Rainbows now trailing 20-14 to a very aroused Pitt Panther team. This is a game for pride because the Rainbows are the Western Athletic Conference champions. They will represent the conference in the Holiday Bowl against Illinois of the Big Ten on the 30th of December. Pitt with a very troubling year, trying to end on a very positive note under the coaching of Sal Sunseri. And so far, they've been able to hold off the Rainbows here in the first half, leading 20-14. WTAE in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We send our best to you and thank you for airing tonight's game. We understand that the newspaper strike continues in Pittsburgh, so hopefully that will be settled soon. The Rainbow Seniors tonight will take the traditional senior walk, the last walk around the stadium, a tradition that has started and continues.
And that is an awesome tradition, I think. When you get the players finally get to meet a lot of the fans, they go around the stadium to shake hands with the fans, introduce themselves, and sign some autographs.
And they are just devoured by flower legs. Second down. 9 seconds left. Carter looking, throws down the middle, and he throws it wide for Branch. And there's seconds left in the first half.
Okay, Jim, that was a nice play, though. You line up 3 receivers to the sideline. You pretend that you're going to get all 3 of them down the sideline for a Hail Mary pass, but Branch cuts across the field to hopefully catch the ball. But right there, he's wide open, but Carter doesn't get the ball to him.
Pittsburgh with a prevent defense now. They have 5 defensive backs, 2 linebackers, and 4 down linemen.
Now Jasper is that quarterback, using the strength of his arm to throw the Hail Mary pass, hopefully.
Jasper is sacked, but we have a penalty flag. Could be holding on the Rainbows. That would be the end of the first half. Or it could be a dead ball foul. We'll see.
On the tackle, number 9. Penalty marker.
Legal procedure against the Rainbows.
2 seconds.
So they've reset the clock to 3 seconds. Rainbows are penalized for the false start, and they will have one more play. They have been atrocious in passing, and the offensive line has not given the Rainbows time to throw at all. They have thrown under pressure.
That's right. They really haven't protected well tonight.
Jasper wants it all. He throws the Hail Mary. This could be intercepted. And it is intercepted. No, incomplete. Excuse me. Incomplete. And finally, the first half comes to an end. So the Rainbows get no yards passing in the first half. And Pitt leads 20-14 at the break.
By the